They will save you money or get you a big fat return on your taxes. To schedule your free strategic tax planning session today, go to www.greenstreettrust.com. Pete Finch and the Finch Law Firm is located in Bridgeport, Connecticut. If you've suffered any type of personal injury, slip and fall, a car accident, your mother-in-law ran you over with her car, your wife got angry one night and decided to stab you, the Finch Firm is for you. Pete has won legal battles all across the state of Connecticut. He will go to war to get every dollar you deserve in compensation. You just have to remember, in a pinch, call Finch or go to his website, thefinchfirm.com. Dynamic Human Performance is owned and operated by UConn legendary running back Andre Dixon. He trains boys and girls of all ages, all sports. He has a boot camp program 7 days a week, 6 a.m. You want to get in shape, you go to Andre. He has an athletic development program where he trains boys and girls in the sport of their choice from the ground up, helps them reach their full potential, be the best they can possibly be. Andre has sent boys and girls to college on scholarship for all different types of sports. To work with the best, he has a 5,000 square foot state-of-the-art facility in Hartford, Connecticut. Go to www.dynamichumanperformance.com. All right, and we are back with Luther James Insurance, the man himself, James Whitfield.
I'm still here. Give me 2 seconds.
I know. Yeah, he's got 2 seconds. So we had a great show last week, and we got some very nice feedback. We appreciate it, and keep it coming. Coming with the questions, and James will obviously provide you the answers, which is exactly what we want. I'm just double checking right now.
And let me start by saying good morning to everybody, and thank you for tuning in every week.
Yeah, 16,000 viewers. That's, you're dominating. So one of the questions we had, because you were talking about some of the policies that you were doing, showing some of the different values and the money that people put in.
Mm-hmm.
What would you say is the biggest difference between a cheap policy and a smart policy?
Well, a cheap policy, I always say you get what you pay for. So if you want to pay $45 a month and get $500,000 in coverage, you're welcome to it. It's not permanent.
Right.
It's not permanent. Exactly. And 9 out of 10 people will outlive those policies. I tell you
that you're talking about the term life insurance.
Correct.
Yeah. And I was asking my dad a lot about that because my dad's an attorney.
Mm-hmm.
And he was telling me the same thing.
Yeah.
He was saying, he said, yeah, term life insurance is like rip off.
Trash.
he's like all they do is promise you the world. 10 years come up and your rates change.
Yep.
And they just completely screw you.
Yep.
They promise you, it too good to be true.
Yep.
And it is. And it definitely is. And then after the 10 years, your policy goes up.
It goes away. Well, it goes away because at some point you're uninsurable.
Right. Exactly. I mean, so much can change and it just screws you up.
And
so
I try to explain this to people all the time. And I get, well, I had $1 million policy. I said, you had,
yeah, but you're not touching it. You know, where near. Yeah, exactly.
Did you get any of the money that you put into it back when the policy was over? No.
Exactly. Which, brings me to the second question, which is probably the same. What's basically a policy feature that you would say people overlook, but could completely change their financial future?
The ability to use the cash in their policy that they're already paying for.
Wow. Right. That's true. That's very true. If they just did that, that would make a huge difference.
That's what I try to explain to people.
Right.
So you have companies, and I don't care if I put them on the spot because you can't do nothing about it.
Right.
You have companies like Primerica. You have these agents who will tell you buy term and invest the rest. So what are you investing the rest in?
Exactly. Yeah.
And not to say that they're a bad company. They're not a bad company because they do pay out their claims. I've seen.
Yeah, it's the policy, right?
It's the policy. Why would I buy $1 million term policy when I can buy a whole life policy and build $1 million in cash from it? Because
exactly.
not for nothing. I don't mind, leaving stuff for my beneficiaries, but I'm paying out all this money and I'm not getting anything in return.
No. So that's why it's short. That's why they call it term. It's short term.
Yeah.
And it can blow up in your face.
So let me explain something to the audience. I'm not a rich guy by any sense of the means, but, and I'm not bragging, within the next 4 years, I'm going to buy a $2 million home. Cash.
Right. Because you'll hit your number and
it's not that. It's in a policy.
Right. Oh, I got you. You. It's in the policy.
Yeah, it's in the policy that I've been building for a long time.
That you haven't touched.
Didn't touch. I just
been
taking the money in and out. Today I can go buy a car.
Yeah. Cash. But you're being smart about it and waiting for the best time to take advantage of that.
Yep.
And that also leads to the next question, and which you pretty much answered. The biggest mistake people make when choosing a policy, and why does it keep happening? Because we talked about term life insurance.
Well, some people don't do their due diligence. So, like, I, for one, when I'm introducing like IUL insurance, and that's Index Universal Life Insurance policies, some people will be like, I've never heard of that. And I says, well, I'm going to send you some videos for you to look at, not just say, trust me, but I want to make sure that you're doing the right decision by you, not because I want to make money off of you. That's not the case. So
exactly.
You have most agents who, I won't say most, you have some agents who will just say, yeah, trust me, let's do $20,000, $30,000 a year. And he's already planning his what he's going to do with his commission.
Exactly.
And then he's doing right by you on the policy. Whereas I'll show you what you're getting for your policy, how it works in return, how do you benefit from it. Like the client I showed you last week, where he took money out of his property to put it in his kid. He's going to be a millionaire in 10 years.
Yeah, it's amazing. And that's the biggest thing that people need to understand, and which I can't wait for people to hear about.
Yeah, because I get it all the time.
I can't even imagine. How much you give it. You have to deal with that.
Yeah.
So I pretty much answered this. The one thing that you wish clients may have understood before they ever meet with you, and it probably would be due diligence, right?
Due diligence. Be healthy, because all of this is based on health and age.
Right. Exactly.
So if you're coming to me and you're 40, 50 years old, or you're 60 years old, and you're trying to it changes everything. But if you're trying to get a good chunk of money down the road out of it, you have to put in a good chunk of money, into the policy,
Right.
because it's not going to work when you're doing $100 a month. It's not going to work.
Right. Right.
You're cheating
Exactly.
yourself.
Because you're already 4 years old.
Yep.
And you should be getting towards the peak of your income.
Correct.
So you should be able to put in more.
So like,
that's when you do it.
Not for nothing. If you're a person and you have, like, I'm going to say at minimum $100 grand in your policy and you're 40 something years old, that money's not going to be around. It's going to be a different $100 grand when you're ready to retire. I'll put it that way.
Exactly.
So the best way to do it is you double your money slowly, as opposed to trying to, do it all in one fell swoop, trying to get it all today by being risky on the market. The worst thing you do is be risky on the market unless you know what you're doing.
Yeah.
Unless you're a professional day trader or something like that, I don't suggest doing it. But when your money is growing compounded interest on the S&P 500, which
safe.
Never fails.
Yeah.
That's a no-brainer.
Yeah. I mean, it's like playing roulette with your money.
Exactly.
It's just crazy.
I don't believe in, I mean, listen, it's not for everybody. I have a very good friend of mine who was successful with investing his money.
Yeah. I mean, it can happen.
Yeah,
but it's
not everybody. And I'm not going to sit here and say the stock market sucks, but if you're a regular Joe and you don't know what you're doing, you're playing Russian roulette.
Yeah, exactly. 100%.
And for that, you might as well go down to Atlantic City.
Go to AC. Yeah. Go to AC, go to Foxwoods, something like that. Absolutely.
Yeah.
What would you say is one uncomfortable truth about the life insurance industry that the majority of agents avoid talking about or addressing?
The one avoidable truth?
Uncomfortable truth.
Uncomfortable truth? Insurance companies don't want to pay. That's pretty much it.
That's the whole plan. They don't want to pay.
They don't want to pay. I mean, they will pay. I'm not saying they're not paying.
Right, but they're a business. Yeah.
Yeah.
They don't want to pay out. No, of course. Yeah. That is very true. That is very true. You have to understand that they really don't want to pay. I get that for sure. And we talked a lot about this last week, the health and lifestyle factors, and somebody asked what health or lifestyle factor is becoming maybe a bigger red flag for carriers in 2026.
People who vape.
Vaping, really?
It's worse than smoking. It's still smoking. But
it's worse on your lungs.
Yeah.
What about like marijuana?
Marijuana is fine. I mean, they don't. There's a lot of carriers that don't look at it.
They don't even look at it now.
Mm-mm.
Wow, that's amazing. That's good.
Yeah, but if you're vaping and you're doing hookah and all that nonsense, big red flag, because it blackens your lungs worse than cigarettes does.
So that's something that can come up on the medical report.
Absolutely.
Gotcha. Okay. What would you say is one policy feature that most people will overlook, but could completely change their financial future?
Well, a couple. So with the policies that I do, they come with living benefits.
Right.
So how many people you've known who's gotten cancer and couldn't, they struggled to pay for the treatment?
I know for sure. Yes.
Because how many GoFundMe's have you seen lately? Because somebody, So that is a super high plus feature. That's a benefit. And it's a free benefit. That's the funny part. And when people say to me, oh, I pay for insurance, but I haven't seen it work, I says, you should thank God you haven't seen it work.
Yeah, you don't want it to. Yeah, I mean, it's your safety net. That's what it's there for.
It's there for you when you need it, not when you want it.
Yeah, exactly. Thank you, Chris. How should Chris think about life insurance as part of his long-term wealth strategy going forward in 2026 and beyond?
Well, let's put it this way. If you have money, you're not doing anything with it. You know, like how many people
you're missing an opportunity.
You're missing a big opportunity because, like I said, your 401k is going to hit different when you turn 62, and if you're not really stacking it up, and by the time you're ready to use it, first of all, you're going to get hit with capital gain taxes because that money's pre-taxed.
Correct.
So you're paying what, 20 to 30% in taxes. So if you have like 300 grand and you're paying 30% in tax, you got 270 grand.
Wow. That's ridiculous.
After all the years you've
Jesus
spent building that up.
So many people that's exactly what they do. They just put in and put in and put in.
And it does nothing because it's on the market and it goes up, it goes down, but it's a government savings plan that benefits the government. So they penalize you when you try to take a loan off of it when you need money.
Exactly.
Because they've already allocated that money into they're investing in the market.
Exactly. Wow.
You know what I mean? So why not invest in yourself and get a good agent like myself?
Of course. Absolutely.
And I can show you how to really flip your 401k and make it benefit you, not the government.
Yeah, and it's about moving the money around and putting it into the right place where it's going to benefit you the most.
Yeah. So it's like, why pay taxes later when you can pay your taxes now and you cash out, pay your taxes now, and I put it into a policy for you. Yeah. And I'm just throwing out numbers. I'm not quoting numbers, but
sure.
If you had 300 grand and you're 40 years old, I can make sure that you have 4 or 5 million.
Right.
By the time you're ready to retire.
Exactly.
Tax-free.
Tax-free.
I can do it where you're collecting a 6-figure income every year. You can do it that way. Or you can do a lump sum. You know what I mean? But it's there for you when you need it.
Right. Exactly. What would you say is the biggest mistake that investors, because investors are very diverse, make when, they use a life insurance policy as an asset, so to speak?
Well, it is an asset.
Okay.
Yeah, it is an asset. If it's built right, if it's got good cash value, it's still an asset. But the cool thing about it is you can't touch it. Like it can't be touched.
Correct. But do you see any investors making mistakes when, having a policy or using their policy?
Not really. Like I have a guy who's trying to access his money now. I'm like, bro, are we making a cake? If we're making a cake, are you eating the batter or are you eating the cake?
That's a great analogy.
That's what it is.
Yeah.
Are you going to sit there and eat batter? You got to it's got to bake.
Yeah, you got to bake it. You got to bake the cake. Love that.
So for you to say I want it now, I'll give you your money back, but you're shorting yourself.
So that basically leads into the next thing. What's one red flag that tells you someone is using their life insurance incorrectly? I guess that would be it. They try to touch their money too early.
Well, yeah, trying to touch your money too early, and then when it's time for you to really start, using it, there's nothing there.
Exactly. That's the worst thing that can happen.
Yeah, I tell people all the time. I says, listen, I'm not saying you're going to lose your money. What I'm saying is, if you're going to watch it grow and grow, you have to be patient. It's not a quick fix. It's not like pour water in and watch it, make a meal out of it. Doesn't work.
Exactly. Yeah.
It's a process.
People are so impulsive and want instant gratification that I can totally understand that. What would you say one tax-related advantage of life insurance that people don't fully understand? Because my good friend Chris, he wanted to say the income that you were talking about, he thought that may get taxed?
No, because
So
the
it
only
never
way
gets taxed.
the only way it'll get taxed is if you do a withdrawal. But
Okay.
you have to be smart about it. So I'll explain to you how banks do it. And I think I've said this before. And again, don't quote me on numbers. I'm just pulling out numbers from the air. But this is how it works. So let's say they put $5 million into a policy, right? Now that $5 million is vested, you can borrow your $5 million back.
Correct.
The insurance company lending it to you. It's not your money. Your money is still in the policy.
Correct.
So what banks do, So what banks do is they do a tactic like this. They'll put their money into a policy. They're going to borrow that money out because they put it in whole. They didn't do payments. They put it in whole. So if you put in $5 million, you can borrow $5 million. They take that $5 million, disperse it amongst different vehicles like bank loans, mortgages, credit cards, auto loans. They charge you these ridiculous amounts of interest. This is their money. So once those loans and everything is paid back, they put it back into their policy while their money's still growing.
Oh, geez. Okay.
So you can, if you have it, let's say you put in $100,000 into your policy. You can borrow $100,000 from the policy, right? And it's the insurance company's money. It's not your money.
Exactly. Wow. I did
your
not
money's
know
still in the policy. But the cool thing about it all, is that the fact that it's like a shell game.
Mm-hmm.
So you're able to pull out your money that you vested as a loan.
Right. Exactly. That's what it is.
And
that is cool.
You have the ability to pay yourself back
exactly
your interest without doing a credit check or anything else like that. The cool thing about doing stuff like that is that money cannot be touched by anybody but you.
Wow. Nobody but you can touch it.
You can't get sued for it. You can't,
it's protected.
It's you can't, no one touch it. The government can't even touch it. Wow, so if somebody wanted to get you for child support or anything else like that, put your money in life insurance. It can't touch it.
That is brilliant. And that is something I'll have to tell my friends. All right, I'm gonna.
But you have to be healthy.
That too, healthy, and youth always helps.
Yep.
I'm gonna jump to one of our sponsors right now. Down south, we have Julius Williams and the Trench Mob. They're located in Decatur, Georgia. Julius and his team train offensive and defensive linemen. They compete in 5v5 tournaments and college showcase camps across the country. They are the best of the best when it comes to training and developing linemen. Julius has sent kids to schools like Florida, Florida State, Miami, Tennessee, Clemson, Georgia, and Alabama, just to name a few. If you want your kid to go Division I football, they got to work with the Trench Mob. They have a virtual program as well, and you can come to any tournament you want. To join the Trench Mob, go to their website, www.trenchmobfootball.com. Ned Von Young owns Fresh Fold Laundry Company in Chapel Hill, North Carolina. It's a high-end laundry service. You book online, you put your laundry out in a clear plastic bag. They pick it up, wash, dry, fold it for you in lightning speed records, and it can be done in 48 hours. They are now offering a drop-off service as well, so you can have your laundry done without leaving the comfort of your own home. They have an online subscription model as well, weekly or bi-weekly, so everything's done there. You book online, they pick it up, wash, dry, fold it for you, and then you can subscribe weekly or bi-weekly to their service and have it done there. They also have deals for college students. There's many colleges in the Chapel Hill area. You can get a deal, the same thing, and have your laundry all done for you without leaving the comfort of your dorm room. All you have to do is go to their website, myfreshfold-laundry.com. All right, we are back, and we have a question that came from Laban.
What's up, Laban?
He wanted to know, what's the most overlooked risk business owners face when it comes to life insurance?
Not having it.
Not having it. Business owners don't have it. That's definitely a big risk.
Because for argument's sake, let's say the head of the business passes away, who's taking over the business, or who's keeping that business in business. So with business, you can do a key man policy, and that would cover it.
That was the next question. You don't do key person stuff, right? Yeah, oh, you do. Okay. Can you explain what a key person insurance is?
It's basically to cover the officers of the company. So let's say there's like 4 or 5 people. There's a way that you can set up something like if the guy leaves, you have insurance on him, and if he's important enough, when he leaves, it'll pay for his loss. It'll pay for his loss.
Oh, okay.
That's one thing. I mean, it's got various features.
So you can sell that, and it's directly just for business.
Just for business
owners.
Yep.
Oh, okay. Got that. Beautiful. All right. Fresh had a question. Fresh, being the entrepreneur that he is.
Mm-hmm. What's up, Fresh?
What would you say is the biggest mistake entrepreneurs can make when setting up buy and sell agreements with their policies?
What do you mean?
I don't really know. You just like buy and sell agreements. The biggest mistake entrepreneurs can make when setting up their policies. That's just that, I guess.
I think the biggest mistake when it comes to entrepreneurs, I'm an entrepreneur myself, but a lot of us cut corners trying to, save some money here and there. But sometimes, spending on risk is the best thing you can do for yourself because of the fact of accidents doesn't have a schedule.
That's what you said. You're not guaranteed tomorrow. That's
You're
what
not
you said.
guaranteed
You told
tomorrow.
the cop that. Yeah.
Yeah. You're not guaranteed tomorrow. An accident, God forbid, can happen in 2 seconds after we have a conversation.
It can. I can walk upstairs and get shot. Who knows?
And there's no guarantee on life. None. And
yeah, there really isn't.
And if you're the breadwinner of your family and something happens to you and you're not covered, how are you going to take care of your family? And you can't keep rolling the dice. And the thing is, do it while you still can, while you still have the health and the age.
Exactly. Because if you walk in at 55 or 60 and say, "Hey, help me out," saying, "Yeah,
cost you."
Yeah, you can get the death benefits. That's about it. But
that's about it.
Yeah. So we're going to put you on the spot for some tough questions. Apparently, what would you say? Or what is the most controversial opinion you're comfortable sharing that you have about life insurance?
Well, I'm not Dave Ramsey because he hates IULs.
I can't wait to tell Laban that one. That's great.
He hates IULs. You know, he thinks that variable life insurance is the way to go. I totally disagree to a degree because, like, for argument's sake, your colleague that I met, Sean,
yes,
in Texas, he sells that stuff. He sells because he's a Series 65. But from our conversation we had before, he's doing a lot of life insurance, a lot of whole life stuff, kind of what I do.
Right.
And there's a benefit in both, but in all honesty, I would rather put my money in whole life than roll the dice on the market. That's just my personal opinion.
Oh, okay. So that kind of type of policy is different as far as involving the market.
It's pretty much the same product, but you know, I'm not a licensed fiduciary person.
Right. I got you.
You know, and the commissions are still good either which way. I'm just like I myself, I'm not licensed to handle your money. And
exactly. Yes.
And I like it that way because no one say, "Hey, the market went bad and this guy screwed it up for me."
Yeah, you're not responsible. Yeah, absolutely. What's one product that you think is overhyped right now for the different policies out there? Would you say it's term or
term?
Definitely, yeah.
Because everyone's selling the benefit of it's cheaper insurance, but no one's giving you the cons.
I heard an ad for it on the radio, and I wanted to jump out of the car.
Yeah,
because they were saying, "Oh, you make 45, you just throw in $40 a month, and you get a $10 million policy."
And that's not even the case.
That's bullshit. I'm like, what is a complete lie?
Yeah,
how's that going there? That's fraud.
That honestly isn't the case all the time because you have to qualify for it. Number
100%. And they were also saying that they could do it online without a medical exam.
Well, because it goes once you put in your social security number and your date of birth, it goes to your medical records.
Okay.
That's how it works. I used to sell insurance like that, like Aflac and stuff like that. You don't need to do a medical exam. So
they get access to everything anyway.
Yeah, go through your MIB report.
And that's how they'll make their determination. Yep. Oh, okay.
Yeah. Okay. So it's not like you sign up today and you're sitting there coughing with cigarettes and cancer and you're approved. You're going to get rejected just like everybody else with a condition.
What's one thing the industry needs to fix immediately? If you had to pick out one problem, one thing in the industry that you could see them needing to change or fix?
I think things need to be explained better so agents can explain it to their clients without being deceptive.
Right. That's very good. That's very insightful. And someone wanted to know: has there been more of a boom in recently with people becoming agents that maybe shouldn't be becoming agents, that are just doing it for pie in the sky, thinking they're going to be millionaires off of it?
Well, yes and no. So you'll get a lot of kids coming out of college,
Right.
and they're becoming agents, and it's not everybody that this is going to happen, but they start making, thousands of dollars up front, making more money than some of their parents.
Right.
And they don't realize there's a responsibility
Behind that.
Yeah, because you'll have some people who will just write up policies to get paid, and those policies charge back. They ran away with the money.
Oh, geez.
And it's not just the young ones, but the younger ones do it. Yeah.
Wow.
I mean, listen, you can make a very good living, doing what I do. You just have to put the time into it.
Yes.
It's taken me 4, almost 5 years. For me to be where I'm at, and I'm still not where I want to be at.
Right. I mean, and you haven't even done this 5 years yet.
No.
And you're still having success with it. And you've done it later in life as well.
Yeah.
So
and I'm having my ebbs and flows. I'm still learning.
Yeah.
I'm still learning. There's a lot of sharks in this business.
That's what he was saying. There's seems to be a lot of sharks in this business.
Yeah.
Because there's so many companies. There's seems to be different policies coming out, and that's why you got to have an agent that you can trust and rely on, because if you don't, and like you said, if you don't do your due diligence, and Laban's always big on due diligence, you will get taken advantage of.
Yep.
What's the biggest lie people tell themselves about their financial protection?
I don't need it.
Exactly. I would say that.
I've seen people who has been on their job 20, 25, 30 years, and they get fired for whatever reason.
And it's, and that's it.
And then you're left holding the bag, and it's happened to me, when I was in fashion.
Right.
I was never at a company past 5 years. And then when I run into people who actually has been in that company, for 10 plus, 15 plus, 20 years, I kind of look at them side-eyed, because I'm like, who do you have to snitch on to keep your job?
That's how it works. But I mean, there's a lot of people, smart people, who say that you shouldn't stay in the same job for more than 3 or 4 years. You should always be. Yes.
I've never, even when I was working for one company, I've had freelancing ability to work for other companies. I just don't tell my job, because they're all related.
Right.
But I never put 100% into one company when I'm working for that company, because your employment is dependent on that owner or the person in charge.
That's it.
It's depending on their feelings for you. So if they like you, they'll find ways to keep you.
It can change at any moment.
It can change like New York weather.
Don't tell me it's negative 10 degrees out. All right. We will go to our last sponsor, who you may know. Finally, we have James Whitfield of Luther James Insurance. For the last 3 years, James has dedicated himself to the art of financial services. He specializes in life insurance and insurance policies. He will save you money, make you a boatload of money, and do so tax-free. He also specializes in retirement planning, because we know the stress that goes into thinking about retirement. How much am I going to need? For how long? Do we have enough? Because fear of the unknown is real. To contact James, go to www.lutherjamesinsurance.com. All right. And now this was coming from Fresh, because we talked about it yesterday, and since you brought it up, well, no, he was curious because he thinks people do not take advantage of side hustles.
They don't.
Different things they could be doing to make extra income. So we were talking about it yesterday, and he brought up a few things. He was talking about some digital products. He was talking about like appliances, restoring them. He rents them apparently. He said, you can do some courses that are affordable that can help you with marketing and elevate your skills. But he wanted to ask you, like, what would be, one side hustle that you may have done or you would recommend that is beneficial?
Well, I kind of want to be in Fresh's line of business because we had a conversation a while ago. And I've always wanted this. I want to own a couple laundromats. I want to have
That's one of the top businesses that was listed for. It was one of the top businesses listed to open up.
Yes.
When I saw, yes, that is true.
Yeah, I want to have a couple of them because when I was a kid, when I was like, I don't know, 18, 19 years old, I was in college, and I knew 2 laundromat owners when I was painting T-shirts.
Right. Wow.
Yeah. And these 2 were my best customers because they're ordering 3-4 things from me every week. I would airbrush T-shirts for the employees for the store, and because they would have their employees wearing the store's information on the shirt, and that's free advertising. But the thing is, I can name a price, they never blink at it, and cash is on hand.
Right.
Who wouldn't like a job or a business where, hey, I need $5,000 a day. You pull it right out your business because it's cash. There's always going to be somebody coming in to wash their clothes.
Exactly.
It's a great cash business in my point of view, outside of like owning a pizzeria or something like that. I don't want to touch food.
No, don't go into food. No. Yeah. Laundromats work. Now, he also wondered, because your story of learning the answers and then passing the test for the life insurance. Have you ever been approached about, being a tutor, helping someone, prepare for the test, sharing your business skills with them?
Sharing my business skills is not a problem.
He thinks you'd be a great consultant. That's what he was saying.
Oh, Fresh?
Yeah, he said, from talking with you and with all the different businesses you've been in, he said, like, on the side, he thinks you'd be a great consultant.
I probably would. Thanks, Fresh. I think I probably would because I got a ton of experience. Like, I was never afraid to learn, and I was never listen. I went from fashion to door-to-door sales, bro.
That's what I'm saying. You've done so many different industries, and you picked it up like nothing. Yeah. So that's why he was saying, like, James would be the perfect consultant. Like, if you wanted that, yeah.
And it's not really like learning from somebody. It's more like having a mindset of, listen, if I don't do this, I'm not getting paid. So I have to figure it out. Like, I've had so many people, either at my age or a little younger, they start crying at adversity, and it's either going to make you or break you. I got a family.
We had to talk about that. We talked exactly about that yesterday, because we believe this generation completely runs from adversity and doesn't overcome it. They cry for help. In sports, they just transfer, and we just think it's embarrassing, and how all of us had to overcome adversity. It's part of life. You can't just avoid it.
I came from a background, and not everybody's fortunate like that. I came from a 2-parent household,
right?
And I learned a lot from my mother about adversity and seeing things through. And I've learned examples by watching my father. So, like, my father had a regular day job, and at night, this man was, either driving a cab or he was working in fast food for a while. And driving a cab back then is kind of similar to driving Uber today, but it was a little different, and it was a lot rough.
Oh, yeah. Dangerous, very dangerous.
In the 70s and early 80s and stuff like that. He's come back. He's got, he got into fights at work.
Yeah.
He was stabbed by a customer and stuff. So, I get it. But I've learned by watching them that bills aren't going to pay themselves.
No, not at all. Not at all. You're right. You're 100% right.
Bills. My mother did. She was a stay-at-home mom. She did corporate work, but she wanted to stay home with the kids, and she used to do hair. She used to do hair in the apartment.
Yeah. Right.
She would do braids and all that stuff, and I learned my skills watching them.
Yeah, that's huge. So so Fresh was saying that. Because he thinks you would be great. He wants to talk with you and see maybe about trying to do consulting on the side.
I'd be open to that.
Because he's consulted. I mean, he consults with everyone, and he's got a great mind. You have a great mind.
Thank you.
And he knows how to build websites and all that. And he was just thinking, like, but set it up, put a number on there. People call, we help them out. It works, there's nothing more to it. So that's what he was thinking, because we had a big discussion about side hustles yesterday, and that's what he said. So
I think what some people have issues with is, like let's say you're door dashing.
Yes.
I played around with it for like a weekend or two. I made, I don't know, $200-300. But I didn't do it all week. I just did it on a Saturday, like a Friday into Sunday. And, I was this close from eating people's food. So I said,
I can understand that. I probably would, but yeah. I don't know if it would last.
But you have to have the want to do it and realize that it's not going to make you a millionaire. No. Even if you were to expand and get a whole bunch of other people to recruit them to do it, it's not going to make you a millionaire. It's going to pay a couple little bills if you have the mindset,
Exactly.
So like what I'm doing now is I got fortunate into a situation like I told you before. Where I have a steady set of clients that's now going to push up my revenue that I didn't expect. And I just hope that it's consistent.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yes, of course.
But it'll help me get to other
things
in my business.
Right.
So
but
that's kind of like a side hustle.
That's what So that's what he thought. He thought you guys would be great at that. And it would be easy, and just take people's calls, give them some advice, charge them.
Why not?
Out the door. And he basically said, it'll get you Knicks tickets.
I can use
some casino money. That's what he said.
Yeah.
And then if it does well, then it could blow up. That's what he was saying. But that's what he thought. So great job. And this was one question someone asked. Well, I guess we'll end on. How should people be looking and thinking about their coverage amounts in this world where everything is changing and getting more expensive.
Well, you can't look at the just now and expect that to be the future.
Right. That's my biggest thing. It's going to get more expensive.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And this is what I said about the taxes, like paying your taxes early. If you're going to transfer your retirement money into a policy, I'd rather pay today's taxes.
But right before it escalates.
Yep. But you can't just look at everything now and go, oh my God, the world is closing. It's not. It's going to move on. I stopped watching the news.
Don't watch the news.
That was one of my resolutions for the year. Not to watch the news.
Yeah. No, I get that.
Do I peek in every now and then? I do, because I like to be in the know of things. I just don't want to know everything where it's going to consume my life and how I make moves. I have to live in my own world at that point.
Yeah, no, 100%. Listen, the news, and I did it, I think 2 weeks ago because I was just frustrated. I watched ABC, NBC, CBS, and Fox.
Mm-hmm.
Nightly news. They're all different.
Yeah.
And I was amazed by that. Either they're showing different news stories,
or they're showing
the
same story with a different spin. Yeah.
With a different narrative. And I was like, that's amazing. How could they do that? Like all the networks have a different way of portraying the news.
Yep.
And none of them are good.
No. Now for me, I'm not a fan of Fox News. I try to give it a try.
No, well, you get Fox, you can't. No, Fox
it's venom. It's like they spew venom, and I'm like, I can't sit here and absorb this and mess up my energy. I just, I can't have it.
Fox is the most.
And I tried.
Yeah, right. It's just it doesn't work.
Yeah.
ABC was the one I thought may have been the least of the the networks. They were on the independent side to an extent, but like NBC and CBS, nope, never.
That's the corporate stuff.
Yeah, exactly. But great show, great answers, and thank you for doing that for these guys. You got a lot of feedback. I didn't get to everything, but we will. And
next week.
Yeah, and I'll let Fresh know that you like the consulting thing, because I think that's great. I think that's great when he brought it up. He's like, yeah, how easy? I mean, because he lives to give advice to people,
right?
And he's like, we'll just make money off it. Make a website. We're experts. Yeah. We're entrepreneurs. We've been in different industries.
I like Fresh's brain. I like his brain.
He does. Yeah. He you know what? He's one of the smartest guys I know. He's been in different industries like you, has the experience, and you guys could probably really kill it. And
yeah, want to help me out with consulting me with my laundry.
With the laundromat. Absolutely. Absolutely.
The funny thing is, I think I'm talking to somebody today about franchises.
Oh, good. Okay. Yeah. Beautiful. Yeah. Well, then you definitely talk to him, because he is looking to open up more and franchise himself. So he would love that as well. So excellent job. James Whitfield, Luther James Insurance. Contact him on his website, www.lutherjamesinsurance.com. DM him on LinkedIn, Instagram, Facebook. Look him up in the phone book. I don't know, anywhere. You can contact him anywhere. He'll respond to you. I am Steve Cully, the best podcast host in the universe. Remember, when life gives you lemons, don't make lemonade. Take 2 oranges, throw them right back at life.